2024 luxury wish list. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. Okay, so for the past couple years, I've been doing a luxury wish list and then reacting to that wish list at either like the end of that current year or like early the next year. I just posted my reaction to my 2023 wish list, what I ended up getting, what I didn't end up getting, what ended up staying on the wish list, all of that. So I will be doing the same thing for 2024. I do have quite a few things on this wish list this year, but I also recognize that most of these items are unrealistic. So like I think maybe only like one or two items on this wish list I'd probably actually get in 2024. Everything else I'm kind of just like, okay, like we are bracing for the wedding. In a couple months it's just gonna be paying deposit after deposit for wedding stuff. So I'm very much like okay if I don't get a lot of these things on the wish list. Like they're on the wish list to like have a goal, if that makes sense. But like I also recognize we're not getting these all this year. So let's just jump right into it. So the first item being the new Louis Vuitton Nano Speedy in vernis leather in the pastel blue color. I am still not over my pastel blue phase. I'm wearing blue sweats right now, but I just like love the light blue. Wasn't very sure about getting vernis leather to begin with because vernis leather like historically has always yellowed. It was really bad with color transfer, and I also just like don't love vachetta. I have seen more recently in the last couple years Louis Vuitton has been treating their vachetta, so you shouldn't have to worry about like getting darker over time or the oil stains or the water stains, like stuff like that. Allegedly. I'm not one to baby my bags, but I do love the Nano Speedy. Is it like frowned upon? Do I look like a clown for selling my Louis Vuitton Speedy 25 and then adding the Nano Speedy on my wish list? Maybe a little bit. I recognize how that may look. I think the biggest reason why I sold the Speedy 25 was purely because of the size. It was too big for my everyday. I didn't really reach for it. And I think with the Nano Speedy, I did try this on a couple years ago. I worked with a company where they let me like borrow their bag for like, I think a week or two, and I was able to create content with it. This was very much like early TikTok days. I did borrow the Nano Speedy, and this was like the older version of it where the strap wasn't removable, and I think that was my biggest con with the Nano Speedy. It was the strap was not removable and it wasn't adjustable. Now with the new Speedy that they've released at least a year ago now, it has an adjustable and removable strap. So those are kind of the two things that I didn't like about the original Nano Speedy. So I do plan on getting this Nano Speedy. It's just like a matter of when, because I do really like it. I do like the blue color. I should have gotten that light pink color last year for Valentine's Day, but it's too late. Another mini bag that we are adding to this collection is the BGA Mini Arco totes. I have yet to find the color that I really want to do it in because, you know, you have to think ahead, right? So I want to get the Nano Speedy in blue. I probably shouldn't get the Mini Arco tote also in blue. They do have this new color, I think it's called Lotus, but they don't have it in the regular like candy Arco tote. They have it in the East-West Arco tote, which is like one box, one square, like wider, but I actually really like the size and proportion of the candy Arco. It wasn't too small. Actually, it looks like it fits like quite a bit of like my everyday essentials, but I don't know that I love like having it one box bigger. So I'm just kind of waiting for the right color to come in. I do think I want it maybe in like a peachy pink or go for like a white. I don't think I would get it in black. I don't think I would get it in like Bottega green or like any brighter colors. I know myself, I know what colors I do gravitate towards and what I don't, and if I try to get something that's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, I know I'm not going to use it. So we're just kind of waiting for the right color to come along. The next item on this wish list is a Louis Vuitton vintage keepall in size 45. I very much said, I think a couple years ago, where I was like, oh, I don't know that I would get a keepall, especially because this is a $2,000 bag that you're just going to be using for travel, that you're going to be throwing around, that you're going to have to check in, or you're bringing it onto the plane. It's just like a hassle to like have to baby it. And I know I work hard for my money. Like I'm not gonna buy a bag for $2,000 and then treat it like absolute shit. Like I don't know, just I can't do that. I wish I can get to that tax bracket where I can, but right now I can't. But since I was in Japan and I was like vintage shopping and everything like that, I noticed that there are a lot of keepalls for a very reasonable price. They're obviously used, they're vintage, but something about having a travel bag that someone else has used before, it feels like there's a story there, you know? Even the suitcases that I have, like the suitcases that I've lugged with me for like 6 different countries in the past year or like whatever, like there's just so many stories to it. So something about that like makes me a little bit more interested. I know myself, I know I'm not going to get a brand new keepall, but I wouldn't mind spending a couple $100s on like a vintage one. Another vintage bag that has continued to be on my wish list but have yet to pull the trigger is the Chanel Diana. I have been eyeing this bag probably since, I don't know, 2021, 2022, and I tried it on. I think it's a beautiful bag. I just haven't yet to find a bag in the price range that I want, in the quality and condition that I want as well. I still want it to have a little bit of puffiness to it. Part of me also was like, oh, maybe I should get like a birth year Chanel, so like maybe a 1997 Chanel Diana, but then that limits the amount of Chanel Dianas even smaller because you want to find something that is good enough quality, also in the year, and it's just like in the color that you want. Like it just the limitations are quite small. But I do think I want to get one eventually. I just like have yet to pull the trigger on it. Part of me is also waiting for like the resale prices to go back down again. I know someone who got their Chanel Diana in like 2018, 2019 for maybe $2,000. Right now the selling price for Chanel Dianas are around like $4,500, $4,800. So I'm kind of waiting for it maybe to like the popularity to die back down again before I get it. I'm not itching to get it. I already have my Chanel Mini. There's not like a huge rush to get it. I also don't need any more black bags, let's be honest, but maybe something to add in my collection down the road. Speaking of black bags, we're putting this out in the universe. Probably not realistic as well, but the Hermes Birkin 25 in black with gold hardware and Togo leather. I know this is a basic combination, but this is like my dream combo. I know any size bigger than the 25 I probably wouldn't use as an everyday bag. I love how much more casual the Birkin is to the Kelly because I am a more casual person. So we're putting this out in the universe. We're manifesting it. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but I very much like to believe in manifestation. Like, we're putting it out in the universe. I put out my Picotin in the universe and we got her. It's not to say I'm gonna go play Hermes games right now. We have a wedding to pay for, so that's probably not realistic, but maybe should we be in Europe, I'm applying for the leather appointment in Paris, maybe something happens there, maybe I find a really good deal pre-loved, like not sure how it's gonna go, but eventually this will be mine. Sticking with Hermes, but also very much in this like manifestation, like just putting it out in the universe, is a mini Kelly, Kelly Pochette, or a Kelly Elan. I know myself. I know I'm not a Kelly girl. I want to be. I very much do, but I just know it's not really within like my personal style. It's a little bit too structured for me. I know, like, especially here where I live, it's very casual, so I just don't feel like a Kelly really matches my personal style and like the places that I go, so I feel like I wouldn't use it very much. But I think that these, like the mini Kelly, it's also a little bit easier to incorporate into like everyday wardrobe. The Kelly Elan is like, if I could just walk into the store and get this, I would. I love a shoulder bag. I love like the classic elements of this bag, but it's like a shoulder bag, you know, like it's perfect. However, as I'm sure many of you know, these bags are very difficult to get. Even though I don't think the Kelly Elan is a Coda bag, I'm not sure, I hear mixed reviews. It's not like I can just walk in and go and get one, so I couldn't even walk in and get my Picotin. So that's kind of where we're at. We're manifesting it, we're putting it on the wish list, but I also acknowledge that this is probably not a very realistic item. Moving over to jewelry. We have 2 pieces of jewelry aside from the wedding band that I still need to get, but we have an emerald cut engagement ring. I was very much in between like round and emerald cut when we were first ring shopping at the end of 2022. Obviously I ended up getting round, and I feel like I went with round because this was a style that I just envisioned my entire like adult life. I've always just envisioned having a round engagement ring. And so, but then trying on the emerald, I was like, wait, actually I really like this. So part of me was like trying to balance between like what I've always envisioned versus what I really like now. So I kind of decided, you know, we're gonna put this on the wish list. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't, but ring upgrades are very much a thing. And just having two options, two very different styles to be able to wear both. I also think that moving forward, I probably wouldn't do like a pave band, because the pave, like when you're rubbing your fingers, it's like not the most comfortable. And I thought like, oh, you know, I wear it more, I'll get used to it. It's not uncomfortable to the point where I'll never wear the ring, but it's definitely not comfortable, and I haven't gotten used to it in the last year or so. The last item on this wish list, which is also very unrealistic, I'm not a watch person. I wear like my 2 bracelets and call it a day, and I saw this girl unbox her Cartier Mini Panther, I think that's how you pronounce it, her watch on TikTok. And I don't know if it was the lighting of it or maybe she added some filters to it, but I really thought that this watch was in gold. I texted the watch to my sales associate, and he was like, no, like this is in like stainless steel or whatever the material is. And he was like, yeah, I can get it for you. There's a little bit of a wait list right now. And I was like, oh, like how long's the wait list? He was like, oh, like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I could wait 2 weeks. I think we'll be okay. But the thing I couldn't really get past was that it was in stainless steel, not in yellow gold. And then I asked him and I was like, hey, like, does it come in yellow gold? And he was like, yeah, but it's a little outside of your price range, I would assume. And I was like, first of all, that's rude, but also you're right. It's like $21,000. I did not expect that a like gold watch would be that expensive. And I do know that they have vintage versions of this watch or very similar. So maybe that's something that we consider. I also don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a watch and to find out I'm not a watch girl, because like I don't feel like I'm a watch girl right now. But would I be a watch girl if I spent thousands of dollars on it? Maybe, but also maybe not, you know? So that's kind of where we're at with the wish list. We'll see what happens, but I also feel like this year we're being very cautious of what we're spending because weddings are not cheap. So that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!